3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, let's run it up. Nah, can't play that stuff, huh? Copyright, copyright, copyright. If anyone knows where you can play this stuff without breaching copyright laws, I'm definitely down. Let me share the screen. Share screen. Big one. Boom. There we go. So what are we doing? We're creating a banner, and it's gonna be share. I can just copy this. Thank God it's Friday. Clicking some GitHub Action workflows and wrapping up other defining chores before dinner. Build in public. In the chat what you're working on. Shortly before dinner. Yep. And then in case, because maybe we get to do that. Maybe we get to tinker on our Emacs. This is not right. I keep well, that's okay. Sometimes I forget bindings. Sometimes I just forget key bindings, and then I'm completely stuck. Okay, but we're gonna figure it out. What is it? Buffalo, bison. I think that's the fear. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Emacs. That's the buffalo on our Emacs and Nix. We're gonna do a scrolled version. And Nix, and that's gonna be a snowflake. Hey, who's there? What you doing? What you working on? Are you wrapping up some stuff for the Friday? Are you in the middle, in the thick of it? What's going on? I kind of want to play that song now, but can we? I don't think so. It's Marvin Gaye, right? It would have been amazing if you could just play music in these streams, but I can't. Maybe y'all should just turn on Marvin Gaye in the background while listening to this. That's the life, I tell you. So, yeah, we're gonna put a nice phone in there. Old telephone. Yeah, kind of works. Or a speech bubble. Speech balloon. Drop in the chat what you're currently what you're up to. 8 p.m. All right, add banner. And show. TGIF, folks. This is it. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that that screen is visible. So I'll switch over like this. So now I have the other screen downstairs. I can't really see it. It's okay. We're going to make it work. Alrighty. Louis and I aligning on standards. Okay. So you know what? Sometimes you got to just do grunt work. It's just pipelines, not data processing pipelines, just CI stuff, basic stuff. But you gotta have like a clean setup. Something's got to do the work, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I had something here. Test failed. Why did it fail? Main step was skipped. Why was it skipped, my friend? Tell me why. Ain't nothing but skipping post step, huh? So no files were found with a provided path. Okay, fair enough. That's okay. I must have made a mistake. or I never really populated the files to begin with, because there is very likely a testing stage in here where extracting content from. All right. Where we kind of like prep a test artifact is not put in the right place. All right, so let's have a look. And there are just too many test related keywords, but I feel here. That was a success. No files are found in perfect. Okay. Okay. All right, so now we see what's going on. We tried to produce something inside of this JUnit, whatever directory, but there's nothing there. So that didn't quite work out. And the question is, which stage is responsible for that? Because we're not in the upload artifact, that's not super relevant. Which one is this one? Upload build artifact. It's weird. That's still the same stage. Set of nth. Let's keep the environment side by side. So I have this. I have this uses by hash a particular SHA, right? And then we can kind of look at it here, where we install the package manager, then we set up Python, we install the packages, then we lint it, check formatting, type check, then we run test. And big nothing burger, we don't need that. But one thing at a time, right? So did we ever run that? So we can check that out. This one, poetry run test. Nothing of the sort. Right. It would follow that this thing actually produces the file. So I think it's fair to assume that this file is there. Is the name different? I don't think so. Geez. Which directory is this? Yeah. Mistake. No. Anyway, yes, let's kill. Right, so my mistake is that Python or poetry, I have to open a new directory because I did do a lot of renames just now and moved a couple of things around. So here we are. Situation, sitrep. These are the inputs. That is cool. Double check this path seems okay, largely does. But what I can do, okay, check examples for upload art. There's nothing there. Upload artifact, GitHub Actions, right? And then we're gonna find something relevant. And this little thing is going to give us some examples where the path is just right in there. Syntax-wise, we're kind of like doing it exactly as we could have. According to plan, it's not surprising. What's the retention window on this? Oh, they're retained for 90 days by default. Oh, okay. Defaults are fine. Okay, so let's have a look. If I go to 9 or 8, so a lot of clicking through. All right, so I set up, like, I had to document where we get the Ubuntu versions that we want to use, the Python versions, we want stables, or anything that is in either what security, bug fix, I don't even know. Yeah, I guess so. Well, it's probably anything that's in the security stage. That's kind of like stable stuff, which in our case would be Python 8 or 9, just alternating weird thing going on, and my Dart reader doesn't play ball with that. I got this already documented. The YAML formatter, I don't need that. This thing here, I already starred LSP server for Word, written in Rust by Ticosar, which is going to be a really interesting thing to check out. Um, I probably, so I have a bunch of links out here that were just not, a little bit of a, okay, so this one I keep because I'm going to stub a PR in a bit. All this documentation here, I can finally close. Leave. So, okay, it's fine. Already seen that, right? And many of the CDs, that's a side quest. We're not getting to that one yet. So here we ran into an issue. And we're going to try this again. Right? And this is not the repo where we have the issue. This is the one where we wanted to have a closer look. Looks got a bit more room. Okay, cool. So there we go. Why don't we do it just like that? What happens? Upload artifact. Failure main installer package manager poetry. Pipx not found. Huh. This is what failed. See, something else keeps failing every time we try to run this. It's really exhausting. So what I'm going to do is actually go to github.com here, and the thing we wanted to look at, agent, right? And then there's something with actions. Look, it's fixed. This is annoying when you have tooling where the pipeline works, your test suite is broken. What am I to rely on? Run install. I could probably, yeah, maybe I should see what the definition of the, so if I go here to the CI thingy, I can close one more window. I got a bunch of them open, too many actually. YAML workflows. Install package manager. I guess so. I guess it's fine. If this thing can't run this, then we're done for. If it can't find pipx, this is not something I can solve. However, I could probably harden it. Pipx. Let's see what the documentation says. Install and run Python application in isolated environments, and there's possibly C. This is what I was thinking about. On Linux, install via pip. Yeah. Should I not always call it like this, pipx? Do I need to run? Yeah, I need to call ensure path. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe that's one thing I need to do. So, X ensure path. See if you also have to install user pipx. One thing at a time. Let's see if this actually works. Funnily enough, I would expect pipx to already be there. But yeah, can't have it all. You can't have it all. The problem I have now is that out because we kind of want to test against the local system. So I believe it's GitHub/GitHub, right? Workflows, Python with poetry, YAML, none of this. And then I should be able to go back here. This is the new file I want to test. So I'm just going to say like an echo hi. And then right here, let's just see if we can get this thing to run. Yeah, shit. And this is like a consistent issue I've bumped into every time I just refer to a workflow that is accessible on my local machine and breaks. For the life of me, it's not completely clear how I get around it. What I could do is symlink something else into this directory and try to do it. Yeah. ln, how does that work again? Target. What's a target? Is that where I want to create a link to target with a name, link name? Okay, cool. So target comes first, symbolic. And so it's going to be GitHub. Then inside there is going to be another time GitHub, and then it's going to be workflows. And then it's going to be Python with poetry.yaml, and I'm going to link it to GitHub workflows. String.yaml. Let's just have a look at what's in GitHub. All right, it's there. Can I then use a shorthand for that? So then I can look at the GitHub workspaces, workspace syntax. Let's do that. And look at the syntax for this. I don't like it when it gets that right. Use this. How does that work, my friend? That these are all like things we can find on the GitHub Actions repo. This is all actual repos. Actual repos. Nothing. Oh, Actions, my action. This is how you do it with Actions, but we want entire workflows. Also, what is this? You can just say uses and then specify an entire image for a step. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. We're learning a lot. Learning some new shit, huh? Okay, but it seems like I can only link to a path. So, okay, this is then actually the example, right? So I'm just going to yank that and put it here. Workflows. And that's probably the way we're going to do it. I have this thing called lane or stream, right? It exists. You can't find it, but I can see it to the left. If I go here, need to figure out how to get into here. That's where it is. That's weird. Okay, cool. So we're just going to do that. I'm going to drop that or just keep it commented. All right, cool. So let's see if we can add our directory. So we can't use symlinks. Well, then we just do the next best thing. Stream. Yes, okay, good. Copy GitHub workflows Python poetry YAML GitHub workflows stream.yaml. Should be there. Weird. So if you go into a completely different directory, it just breaks. What happened here? Hi, that happened. Python, no module name pipex. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to debug it this way. This is a very shitty way, but this is all we have right now. Or do we? Do we? Let me try it again. I think that's the issue. What's on? Cannot define an agent. Well, okay, whatever. We're just going to accept that this is the way it works. Maybe I should document that right away. There is a README somewhere. Let's close everything that isn't directly related to it. Exit. Usage. Workflow. Optionally, and then I put like danger warning. Sometimes you may need to test workflow that has not yet been committed or pushed because it is in test. In this case, you can literally copy the workflow of interest into the target repositories. That's a for each tree, right? And then we're just going to provide an example that is going to be a bit of YAML and here, and we just say here, I'll drop the name. That's not super informative, and then progress, right? Okay, cool. This is a bit clearer, right? We can work with that. Can I move the camera somewhere else? Nope, I can't. Okay, cool. All right. So we have. I'll just make it a bit clearer, right? Sometimes, in case you need to test a workflow that has not yet been committed. Is that correct? Seems like it. And we're pushed because it's still under development. You can copy the workflow interest into the target repositories tree and update the workflow to refer to that work in progress workflow. To refer to the work in progress workflow. Note that, that's it. Note that symlinking or relative linking outside of the project tree may not work. Okay, so put that underneath this. Someone like a technical writer would know how to do this, may not work and yield errors such as pop-up text, and then no, that's text, and then we just have to look here, and what we were looking for. Did I mess up again? Okay, here. What we needed. Here. Yeah, this. Cool. Fine. And this is just game. calling work tree name and destination called work tree. Work tree name. I'm thinking on the Python calling. People should know this. At least my future self should know this. I'll put a note how we copied the file from the previous destination into calling trees tree. And it's kind of like weird to use tree so often. Feels like note that. So note that we copied the work tree called work tree into the callers tree, PWD, personal working directory. People probably get that. Callers working directory, just write English easier into the calling work trees. No, I probably have already spent up my allowance for characters there. So no, this is fine. So we just now have some additional instructions on how to like test workflows. And then I have a bunch of nodes, which are all about usage and testing. I can't at this point actually update. I'm just about Python. I maybe want to document separately, so it's not that. Okay, in a poetry workflow, so let's just do that test we wanted to do. So we have this here, and what we really want to do is do some tweaks, right? So we're going to open stream. It's where we get to play around, and this is the thing. We did echo high, we can see that. Or we can see that here. But then for the Python thing, we get no modulating pipx, which is annoying because we don't see this on GitHub actually. But we're going to try to work around it. It's not so we put in there. And this is probably too much. And so let's break it up into different lines. Should do it like that. All right. And probably I don't need to say Python. Maybe we should, however, verify which version is in there. Okay. And then what's this? Okay, we attempted. Okay. Who knows what happened? Something with temporary files. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Let me double check. Okay, here we go. Python 3.10.6, which is not in line with what we have here. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? I find this really confusing. Maybe because we don't install. Okay, maybe we don't install it here, so fine. No module named pip. It's such a weird thing, right? Like I've had this issue several times that I needed to. I couldn't install Python until I had run this poetry thing. To me, it's really counterintuitive because it makes a lot of sense to think that you install Python first. And so, I mean, like, let's try that. We flip it around. What does it say? So Python, what the hell? So something happened. 39 was not found in local cache, so we're retrieving it. This is still the setup Python stage. Also, we're running act without verbose, so we probably don't need that. Huh. This is all inside of. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. See, so it actually runs until that point. I probably shouldn't do this, right? Because here Python is the right version now. So we pinned that correctly. Then we're collecting pipex, which arguably not so important because we already managed to do something. Played it a little bit earlier. Oh no, we didn't. All right. Maybe we should just do a check, right? Version and then which pip x and then maybe Python mpip version. Maybe that gives me a bit more information. Are we going to download this every time? We probably should fast track through it. Let's, here's a good opportunity. Oh, maybe I should. Should I start GIF string? Maybe start what? What does my clock say? We've been at it for 32 minutes. Okay, cool. 32 minutes. minutes ago. All right. Cool, 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 cool. What do we have now? We have job test failed. So see if I can install and collect the package. Okay, so this is not. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What is the command that failed? It's so weirdly enough. Okay, maybe it failed on the witch pip. Weird. Let's also just act. This act help. What we have. Can we use a cache? Docker container, container daemon, default branch, detect event, directory try to run, graph, draw workflows, we don't need that. No recurse. What do we have here? Working directory to container, that's not what we need. Compose version, watch workflows. Don't remove containers unsuccessfully completed workflows to maintain state between runs. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. It's just going to be a bit heavier, but it's slower, but we get more information. We drop that. We're just going to look at it from that perspective. Let's see what happens. Okay, while we're doing this, actually, I'm kind of like curious to see where we go. All right, did we? Oh no, the upgrading pip is part of the Python installation. Oh, come on, come on. All right, here we go. Okay, so the witch was a problem. Now we do that. All right, pipex command not found. Fair enough. So we're not going to use you. So it's going to be Python and pipex install poetry, right? And we should figure out a way now. Meanwhile, back to the configuration. I have as a couple of to-dos to play around with. I want to try out language tool. Language tool. I have a couple of notes on this. I have no idea how it works. I thought it would be an interesting idea. Right? Probably should first complete other things. Proper support. Got this. Some keyboard related stuff. I staged this YAML formatter. I just, where is that? Let me just see which YAML went. Right, so it's installed. That works. Going to sure install YAML. Yeah, cool. So play around with language tool bit. Language tool. There you go. So let's see what's the docs. What do the docs say? Own embedded HTTP server so you can send a text to a local instance of language tool describes this page describes how to set us up, getting a server, download it for all the news, experience, whatever, and then zip it, unzip it. There's Brew on Mac OS testing the server. That should be the call. Okay, fair enough. You link, open link. Okay, this is it. Yank that link. If you're not just testing, you should use post a transfer days and you can test it. This is even better. Okay. Test with this one. Simple text. Okay. Let's see. All right, pipex is ready to go. Success, success. And then what happened? We had an issue. Poetry command not found. Fair enough. We shouldn't do this. We should just then say Python M poetry. And then for everything, we just need to say Python M and Python M. Maybe not everything. Let's see how far we can go. Something with VNs. Can't be bothered right now. We're going to sort it out, hopefully. Back to the other thing. So this is how we check the language tool. And then, of course, we have some settings for how we can configure it. Okay, so we need language tool settings. Let's default empty. Language tool public default false. Okay, that's fine. Port is 8081, which tracks. That's the same port here. All right, so we're probably going to try to write some mix and split this up. I need to figure out where the configuration file is. Manager. Usage. I have managers.com. Example where it is. That was going to be easier. I expected this to be a lot easier. Take this. Yeah. No, this is also. Okay, but maybe I can do like a Linux dash. Here we go. Helpers. Where does this come from? Like under home manager configuration, Nix config Linux. So it should be Nix config Linux. Some document where I link to it. But so I can find it here. So I need to remember for the next time, which is actually asking for trouble. It's the Nick section. Fair enough. Okay. So I need to write it into Linux services. Okay. So I need to write into this section, I believe. This is an example of how I do it somewhere with Emacs, right? So in my case, I need to go back to language tool and here I need to tangle or actually no web ref into this services.language tool is going to be what are we going to be? So the port is okay. Just say enable is true. That's the only thing we really do. Take this, put it right above it. We don't have to explain that yet. For synchronously. We don't do this without the and toggle confirm evaluate. Run a bunch of writes. Hope it doesn't blow up. But we can look at the diff. Close that one maybe. Say language toolbit. These are a bunch of changes that are not directly related. So language tool goes in. This one goes in. Okay. And then I try to make this configuration long with declarative const. And here we have some relevant information, I believe. No module named poetry. Huh. Well, which stage was this? Run main install. Yeah, well we did prefix it. Did it failed main install Python packages? Okay. Do we need to call it with pipx? Oh, that would be mental. Let's see. Let's be doing the ensure path thing. It's not cool. Pipx. See what they say. Hey. Alrighty, folks. 44 minutes in. It's a wrap for the stream. It's time for dinner. I am still hopeful I can figure this out, but maybe that's the one we need to understand, right? If we go to DK, here, maybe this is also in the regular documentation. So we go to docs, and then we have pipx run, and that means it's.
You're in a call?
I'm in a stream.
Then it's over now. No, ich habe dich, nein, kein Verständnis.
All right, 45 minutes. It's a good time to call it quits. It's weekend.
I was screaming your name again. Seriously.
I heard you. I said like, yeah, I'm coming. It's okay.
Yes, mitkommen. Bye bye, streamers. Ciao, ciao.
No, you have to. I
Ciao,
feel.
ciao.
All right, Leni took charge. Y'all have a good weekend, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. All right, time for dinner and the office, I guess. All right, let's go.